Hey guys, I'm here with Madison Cunningham, who's a very accomplished and self-taught, kind of multi-genre artist. I would say you're a little bit Americana, folk, rock. You got a lot of genre mixing going on there. Who is actually going to be here in
Yeah.
Columbia on Sunday, so that's super exciting. So hi Madison, where are you joining us from?
Hi, how's it going? I'm joining you from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, I didn't think you were that far away. Just a state over, so that's really cool. But
I know.
I know I gave like a little small my take on your music, but I would love if you would just start by introducing yourself and maybe describing your sound in your own words if you want to do that.
Sure, yeah, that's kind of typically a harder question for me to answer, but I will start by saying I'm Madison Cunningham, and I'm from Los Angeles. Was born and raised in Southern California, and um, I feel like if an Uber driver asks me what uh what style of music I play, I usually just say singer-songwriter. It's who plays electric guitar, which
Okay.
is the easiest way to describe it, I think.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that Uber driver reference. Um,
Yeah, it's always an Uber driver.
no, I know it's always hard for anybody to like stick down a genre because you just kind of make what music you make. So that's good. But
Right. Yeah, and then you just say, well, here's the link, and you tell me what you think I sound like.
yeah, there you go. Because it is kind of different for everybody. But yeah, I also wanted to congratulate you because I know you had a new single come out called Anywhere. So congrats on that. Um,
Thank you.
I love the song a lot, and I love that you had Kate McCucci in the video too. It was so cool.
Oh,
um,
are you a fan?
yeah, absolutely.
She's the coolest. I absolutely adore her.
Yeah,
She brought such cool life to the video too, because she's obviously a professional actress, and I am not, and so it was really like a relief to have her there and to kind of lean on her.
yeah, absolutely. That's actually something I wanted to ask you about. Was I know you collaborate a lot with directors and artists on these projects. So how does it feel getting to kind of join your own like artistic perspective with somebody else's?
I mean, it's so fun. Like anything else, I think obviously I'm more used to collaborating in a musical sense, but I do feel like the visual aspect is so important and holds so much weight, and it's not dissimilar to like a musical collaboration. And I feel like Caitlin Gerard, who I made the video with, even though she's not a musician, she has a very musical approach to creating and coming up with ideas, and she's just kind of like firing on all cylinders at all times.
Yeah.
So it was really easy for me to just kind of um, jump in and sort of give input because she had already done so much of the groundwork, and it was so much fun, and I would work with her over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was a great video, so I definitely could see that as well. But also in that song, I know that you talked about Kurt Vonnegut. In the past, you've talked about how authors inspire you a lot in your music. So I was kind of curious if you weren't making music, do you think you would be an author instead?
Whew. I would like to think so, but I have so much respect for authors that um, and just the effort that it takes to write a whole book. I don't know if I would do that. I would probably become a guitar tech or something before I become an author
Cool.
if I'm being serious.
Well, that's awesome too.
But yeah,
Very cool. No, obviously you're very talented at the guitar, so I could definitely see you in that field too. So that's pretty cool. Um,
meaning like just tuning guitars, not like not like building them.
okay, cool. I love that though.
Yeah.
So obviously you've come a long way as a musician. I was curious if you had like a memory from your beginnings as a musician that you look back fondly on, just standing where you are now. Like even a moment like, uh, oh, no one's at the show, but I'm still having a good time, or something like that.
Oh man, yeah. There's been a handful of moments like that where something doesn't pan out as expected, or um or there's some of the most memorable musical moments are kind of in done in the shadows or not in front of people. Like I always love shows personally where or sometimes you're playing to more of an empty room because there's really nothing to lose and you just play and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like one of my favorite musical memories in the past few years was we got to play, we got to open a show at Madison Square Garden, which
Yeah.
was, and you know, obviously that wasn't playing to no one.
Yeah, no.
But it was the opposite of that, but it was just so beautiful and just highly enjoyable 20 minutes, which I wasn't sure it was going to pan out that way.
Yeah.
I mean, and another one would probably be from way back in the day, just playing guitar with my dad. Those were always really, really special moments.
Yeah. No, I love that mutual appreciation for like the big moments and the small like foundational ones. Was the Square Garden one, was that the Harry Styles concert or?
Right, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
the
Okay.
one and only.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That would be memorable for me as well if I was a musician. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it was just pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, surreal, I guess is a better word for that.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of moving on a little bit. I know in the past you mentioned a few of like your musical influences, which I know is hard to pin down just like genre because there's so many people out there that are really talented. But I was curious, like, what kind of, and I know this is again a pretty broad question, but what kind of music are you listening to right now, or like, do you have a specific album that you've been like playing on repeat for the last few weeks or anything?
Oh man, yeah. God, I hope I don't botch the name of the record because it's a new one to me. It's not a new record, but what is it? I should double check this, but it's a Bjork record. I think it's called Homogen.
Oh, great. Okay.
Homogen, I think. I feel like I may have just botched that, but I've been devouring that record the past couple of weeks, and I always know when I love a record because I'll listen to it on a plane, and if it's PlaneProof, then I'm absolutely smitten with it. So I've been listening to that, and then listening to this record called Apple Venus by XTC. That's been like a huge obsession for me in the last year and a half or so.
That's awesome. Okay. So what do you mean by like plane proof? Like, do you have a fear of flying or anything?
I totally do. Yeah, like if I feel that a record will calm me or inspire me or like get me through, I guess, turbulence.
Yeah.
Then I feel like it's kind of indestructible or will like be with me for the next handful of years. That's probably, I have no proof, like there's no rhyme or reason for why that's true. It just is true to me.
Yeah, no, I love that because I actually experienced a very similar feeling because I also do not like flying. But I was listening to Mitski's song Heat Lightning on a plane recently and like it was so like so calming and soothing and I'm obsessed with that song now. So I totally understand.
Totally, it's just something about the way that it like can speak to you in the midst of fear too.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn powerful song if you ask me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally see where you're coming from with that for sure. But since you're on tour right now, I wanted to ask, is there a venue or a city you're especially excited to play at, or maybe you've already played?
I'm really excited to go through New Orleans. I haven't played at this venue that we're about to play at, but I just love that city, and I've only been there one other time and just fell in love with it. So I'm excited to go and experience it with my friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never been to New Orleans, but I've heard good things. So I hope you enjoy that and everything with that. But awesome. So another question I wanted to ask, this might be kind of off the wall. I don't know if you know who Nardwar is.
Jaguar, is that what you said?
Nardwar?
Oh no, I'm not familiar.
Oh, dang. Well, he's an interviewer and he asks artists like these questions that are like somehow very like he'll give them foundational like records from their life or he'll like just mention some foundational moment from their like musical journey. So I guess I'll rephrase this question in a way that might make sense, but what was like a very like foundational record for you when you were first starting out?
Ooh, so many. But I guess I'll just start at the beginning because I guess that is that is foundational.
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark really really blew my mind and changed me as a songwriter. I think it really forced me to dig deeper, because anytime I would hear one of her songs, I would think like, it's my songs aren't good enough. Like they're not reaching that standard. So I think she really, I always say this, but she gave me permission to also just say whatever I wanted to say, whatever was on my mind, and try and find a way to make it digestible and relatable for other people, for listeners.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think I remember hearing you talk about Joni Mitchell in the past. But yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. I'm always talking about Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Going back to kind of you as a performer, do you have like a favorite recent memory being on stage that you want to share?
What was? Oh, there was a really fun show that we played in October of last year. Where was it? It was in Kansas City at the Bottleneck, and it was one of those moments that we were talking about where the crowd was a little bit lackluster. There wasn't a lot of people there, and people were generally very polite. And it was just kind of, it should have been a bummer show, but it was so much fun because we were all just like hanging and talking together and laughing on stage. So I think that was one of my personal favorite moments on stage in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I feel like I'm the same way when there's not a ton of people in attendance. I'm like, well, I feel like the stakes are a little bit lower and I can just kind of do my thing and not have to worry as much. So
yeah,
I like that.
It's true. And I wish I felt that way all the time. It's still enjoyable when there's energy to bounce off of and people there who are eager to see you, but there's also just this fun nature of like, all bets are off. What do you do? You just feel happy. Hello?
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You said you felt really what?
I said, I think kind of when you feel that all bets are off, you start to feel quite free.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And that actually kind of leads me into the next question I had for you. What is one of the last questions? I know obviously you're so young, you're in your 20s, you already been nominated for some Grammys, like some pretty big, amazing things. But I know you've talked in the past about being introverted as a kid, and I'm sure that's probably carried through now as well in some aspects. So, what would you say to like other introverts that might have that passion but might just need a push forward?
Well, one thing that I've been learning is don't be afraid to say what's on your mind, and like don't be ashamed to speak, because I think I struggle with that. But also don't be ashamed to not say anything at all. I think there's power in what you don't say as well. I feel like I've always been like overcompensating for feeling shy, and I think I like myself best when I just embrace who I am and my tendencies and find security there. I think that's I don't know. I think being an introvert is a very special thing because you can crawl inwards and find special things to say and find treasure in there. And so yeah, I guess the short answer is embrace that about yourself, and I don't think anything bad could come from that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that a lot. I think I definitely agree. People a lot of times see like being introverted as like a weakness, but it can definitely be a strength, especially in the arts. So that's really cool to hear.
Yes, I agree. I think it can be a superpower.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that a lot, so thank you. So this is my last question for you. Obviously you've had so many incredible things happen in your career so far, which is super exciting. But do you have like what's the dream end goal for you? Like, do you just want to keep playing music, or do you have like a dream like festival you want to play or anything like that, or even collaborator?
Ooh. I mean, my dream festival always is probably Newport Folk Festival. That's just as cool as it gets, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I could be playing music for the rest of my life and look back and feel incredibly proud of what I've accomplished, I'm going to be a very, very happy 60-year-old woman.
Yeah.
70-year-old woman. But yeah, I mean, whatever that means, and however I can reach further for just greater musical moments and deeper art, and that's what I will be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I think that's a good end goal to have, is just to like inspire and to just like put out your art, and that can be I don't know. But yeah, that's all.
Right, and to not compromise as well. I think that's the hardest piece to the whole puzzle.
Definitely, yeah. Which I feel like goes back to what you were saying about introverting and not just trusting yourself. I don't know. But that was
Totally
awesome. So that was all I had for you. Is there anything you wanted to add before we sign off here?
I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much again for making the time to talk with us at WSC. We're very excited for your show here on Sunday, and yeah, you're doing great things. So thank you so much for making music, and I can't wait to see what you have next. So thank you so much, Madison.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.